15 Psychology tricks to influence the human mind. 1. Create scarcity. When something feels limited, the brain values it more. Scarcity triggers fear of missing out, which pushes people to act faster. That's why limited time, or only a few left, works so well. 2. Use social proof. People feel safer doing what others already do. When we see many people agreeing, liking, or following something, the brain assumes it must be right. 3. Frame choices. Don't force. Instead of one option, give two. This creates an illusion of control. People feel empowered, not pressured, so they cooperate willingly. 4. Anchor first. The first piece of information the brain receives becomes the anchor. Everything after is judged relative to it. A high anchor makes normal seem cheap. A low anchor makes average seem expensive. Anchoring works because the brain prefers reference points instead of absolute judgment. This principle is used in negotiations, pricing, and persuasion. 5. Tell short stories. Facts inform, but stories influence. Stories bypass logic and go straight to emotions. When listening to a story, the brain stops arguing and starts imagining. This emotional involvement makes ideas easier to accept and remember. A short, relatable story can influence more than a long explanation. 6. Ask why gently. Direct confrontation creates resistance, but gentle curiosity opens minds. When you ask someone why they think or feel a certain way, their brain switches from defense to reflection. This makes people explain themselves, often realizing things they hadn't noticed before. Influence happens naturally, without pressure. 7. Use contrast. The human brain understands meaning through comparison. We don't judge things alone, we judge them relative to something else. Small sacrifices make rewards feel bigger. Minor problems make major ones feel serious. Contrast sharpens perception and strengthens emotional impact. 8. Repeat key ideas. The brain trusts what feels familiar. Repeated ideas feel safer, truer, and more reliable. This is why slogans, mottos, and repeated messages stick. Repetition doesn't convince logically, it convinces emotionally. Used ethically, repetition reinforces clarity, not deception. 9. Give before you ask. Humans are wired for reciprocity. When someone gives us value first, we feel an internal obligation to return it. This isn't about manipulation, it's about balance. Kindness creates openness. Help creates trust. Giving first lowers defenses and builds cooperation naturally. 10. Label emotions. When emotions are ignored, they grow stronger. But when emotions are named, they lose intensity. Saying, "I understand this is frustrating," makes people feel seen. Once someone feels understood, their mind relaxes. A calm emotional state makes rational thinking possible again. 11. Use simple language. Simple language signals honesty. Complex language often signals insecurity or deception. The brain trusts what it can easily understand. Clarity feels confident. Simplicity feels truthful. Powerful communication is not about sounding smart, it's about being clear. 12. Stay consistent. Consistency builds credibility. When your words, actions, and behavior align over time, people trust you automatically. The brain looks for patterns. Consistency creates predictability, and predictability creates safety. Trusted people influence without effort. 13. Highlight loss, not gain. Psychologically, losing hurts more than winning feels good. This is called loss aversion. People act faster to avoid loss than to achieve gain. That's why warnings often work better than promises. Ethically used, this helps people recognize what's truly at stake. 14. End on a strong note. The brain remembers beginnings and endings most clearly. The ending shapes the overall memory. A strong ending reinforces your message, emotion, and authority. Weak endings dilute impact. Always close conversations, videos, or ideas with clarity and confidence. 15. Be calm and certain. Calm confidence is contagious. When someone remains steady under pressure, others feel safe following them. The brain reads calmness as competence. Certainty reduces doubt, even without loud words. True influence is quiet, grounded, and controlled. Powerful closing line. Influence is not about controlling minds. It's about understanding how the mind naturally works.